nominations, is there a second?
Second.
Are there any other nominations? All right, all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. For vice chair, I nominate Carolyn Wright.
Second.
Any other nomination? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is the approval of meeting dates for 2016. You see a copy of those behind your original page. It shows a 10 o'clock start time. I think that I would like to make sure we amend that to say, or following the Paulding County Airport, or the Paulding County Airport Authority meeting, just to ensure that we meet all the requirements of the timing. Is there
So moved,
There's a motion.
including the time we talked
10 o'clock or following the adjournment of the Airport Authority meeting? Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion, second, any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Next is the approval of the minutes from the December 16th, 2015 meeting. You received a copy of those. Did anybody note any errors or omissions?
about. So
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve, and I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Wright. Any discussion? All those in favor? Ms. Fillall, you go and abstain on that since you weren't.
Yes.
I have, the motion carries 3-0 to 1 with an abstention noting that Ms. Fillall is not a member of the board at the time. Next item is the approval of financials. You've got a copy of those.
So moved.
Have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Is there a vote?
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, I just saw this morning. I do have one question. Is it too late to ask it?
No, okay.
Okay.
Amenable this
I
time.
thought at one time, several years ago, there was a big controversy about the land that the IBA owned over on Old Mill Road, you know, since they were going to do the industrial park. And I thought at that time, somebody said that the IBA swapped that land to somebody else for,
It was swapped for, in addition to the Dallas Industrial Park.
okay. But I noticed on here, land on Old Mill Road, 50 acres for that, so.
What number do you see that in?
It's still showing up on the fixed assets because we've not yet received the adjustments from the audit. So we can't remove.
Cannot make a change to the account, to the copy, until we get the accountant's copy back from the auditor, because there's a cutoff date, and to adjust that, we have to go back into the, prior to the audit date, to go ahead and do the general journal entry to take care of that transfer, the dollars from the old property to the new property.
But that happened in 14.
No. It was not finalized until 15 and was not completed after the date because we had
I think it was calendar year 14, but fiscal year 15,
Yeah.
which is the audit year we're working with, is fiscal year 15.
Thank you, that was my question.
all right, you've heard a motion and a second to approve the financials. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Reports and updates. Will note in advance that Mr. Reynolds has called and is unable to be here. He's in a meeting, so we'll do Ms. Wright with Paulding Chamber.
Just two quick things. Tomorrow night, we will host our 55th annual awards celebration. We've been serving the Paulding community for 55 years now as the Chamber of Commerce. So we will be giving out Citizen of the Year, Partner of the Year, Business of the Year. We have several great awards that we recognize people in our community and businesses that are serving Paulding. On February the 4th, we will have Joey Smith, Chair and Associate Professor at West Georgia University, doing an economic forecast. That's it.
That's at the first Thursday.
Yeah.
Boyd, can I add, I made this mention earlier that Vernon's in the hospital, and according to a recent thing we just got, he could have suffered a mild heart attack in addition to the blood clots that were in his legs and his lungs. So if you would keep him in your prayers.
All right. Executive Director's report.
For the film studio, I'm very, very pleased to announce that we have a feature film that is moving into the studio this week. I believe they're moving all of their office staff in today and tomorrow, so they will probably start shooting sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But they will be there through the middle of June, so it's probably one of the longest rentals that we've had for a feature film. So very excited to have those guys out there, and it is a major film production company. So they're excited about the studio, and we're happy to have them. Any questions?
Commerce Park.
Commerce Park did bring a couple of photos today that I'll pass around the entrance to the Commerce Park. So I just wasn't sure if you'd had an opportunity to get out there and take a look at it yet or not, but very happy with the way the entrance turned out. It stands out very well when you're coming down Bill Cruz Parkway there. And as I mentioned last month, this is a very low maintenance landscape plan around that monument. Since we don't have water at that location, and we don't have other landscape maintenance that we're doing in that park, that was one of the major design features. We wanted to make sure that it was as low maintenance as it could be. So, if anybody's got any questions, I'll be glad to address them.
Approval listing agreement with Ruth Huggins for the Nebo Bill Caruth Parkway property.
Yeah, this is for the approximately 10 acres that we have at the corner of Bill Cruz Parkway and Nebo Road. Ruth Huggins has been the listing agent for that property going back several years now. As all of you are aware, the economy and real estate has not been doing real well, but it is picking up now, and we're seeing prices come back. We're seeing developers come back. We're seeing new things finally start to pop up around the county. So spoke with Ruth a couple of weeks ago about getting a new sign up and getting some more advertisement out there for that particular piece of property. And she did mention to me that the listing agreement expired probably over a year ago. So this is the same listing agreement we had with her previously. It's a 1-year listing agreement. It's 5%, which on commercial raw property is pretty standard. So if anybody's got any questions, I'll be glad to address them. Otherwise, I'd like to get this approved and get Ruth active on marketing this piece of property and hopefully bringing some new development to that area.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I was reading over the agreement, and I know because of where that fits, there's been so many improvements in that intersection. If we opted to sell a couple or 3 of those acres in the most desirable location,
Right.
do we need to put a fixed premium price in that listing agreement, or just?
We would, and that's something that we, as far as the price of the property, we'll talk about in closed session.
Okay.
All right, is there a motion to approve the listing agreement with Ruth Huggins?
So moved.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Passed unanimously. Approve the aircraft storage lease rates for the corporate hangar.
I sent out the lease rates for you. If you didn't get them or haven't seen them, I have a copy here that you're welcome to take with you. It's about 3 pages long, got about 100 or so different types of aircraft on here, so it's a little meticulous to look at. However, as you know, we have a CO on the hangar. We are still dealing with a potential customer that would take the entire building. But in the meantime, we need to generate some revenue from the building. We're paying the bond payments, so we need to generate some revenue from it. So in order to do that, we needed to have a lease rate sheet put together for the different types of aircraft. So worked with some of the airport authority members who have some extensive background in aviation, Mr. Tidmore, Mr. Thompson. Also worked with Joe at the FBO and also worked with a couple of other airport folks to help kind of flush these numbers out and try to make these lease rates as fair as possible, but also as competitive as possible. So if anybody's got any questions about how we came up with the structure, lease structure for the aircraft, I'd be glad to go into some detail on that. Otherwise, we just need to get that approved so we can start getting some tenants into the hangar. Now, this is a month-to-month lease. We're not going to do annual lease because our intent is hopefully to find a single tenant to take the entire building. So we're going to continue to work to that regard. So these rental rates are only month-to-month, and we'll only do month-to-month in that facility so that we still have the option to do a single tenant rent of the entire facility. Any questions about that?
All right, you received a copy of those. Is there a motion to approve the lease rates?
I'll make a motion to approve the rates.
I have a motion, is there a
Second.
second? Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. All right, we have a need for an executive session to discuss personnel, real estate, and litigation. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Have a motion by Mr. Austin, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Wright, any discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. We will return shortly, hopefully. All right, I report no action was taken in executive session. Is there a motion to return to regular session?
So moved.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We have no citizens who've asked to speak. And if there's no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Have a motion by Ms. Villials, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Wright, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you very much.